Hi there, and welcome to Steve's Vintage Model Builds. Thanks for stopping by. Always appreciate it. As I always say, I know everyone's time is valuable, and I appreciate any of it that they spend with me and my channel. Hope they find it interesting, informative, and enjoyable. The other day on the 30th, I did a special live chat review of the ICM Studebaker U.S. Army truck. And good time was had by all. Everyone enjoyed it. And a special shout out to Terry. I'm going to do this review for you today. And if you have time, stop by, check out the Studebaker truck video. There's lots of information there. We had a lot of fun with it and help you to while away some of the time. All right, and so today, Terry Senior. We know you're going through tough times right now, but we're all thinking about you. And I know you have this kit in your stash. I saw it and made a comment. Saw your video from, I guess it was 5 months ago or something, and it was part of a haul you got. Same kit, little different box. I think this is the older box, although I'm not sure. And it shows the light tower here for the drag racing. On your box, it had the Coca-Cola emblem that kind of messed everything up. I think this is much nicer, but hey, it is what it is. So, going to review this today, but we'll start off. I mean, this kit's been around for a long time. I'm not sure even. Might have been. Okay, so this was originally tooled in 1965, and this box is from 2019, and Terry, your box is from 2022, and I think there were new decals in 2017 or 2019, whichever. So yeah, this kit's the older box, but it has the decals. And so, but before we get into it, this kit's obviously, it's been out there for a long time. A lot of people built it as kids, as I have with a lot of my Tamiya models. And I didn't build a lot of cars when I was a young modeler. I was more into the military stuff, the armor and airplanes and things like that. I had a few, I think, snap-together cars, but I never liked them that much. They were just something you put together in 10 minutes and put on the shelf. So I always like to get a little more enjoyment out of things than that. So anyways, since everybody's really familiar with this, and of course it's a really famous car too, I thought I'd go through a bit of history of AMT. This is an AMT kit, which is now owned by Round 2, and I'll get into that a little bit later. And AMT was founded by a gentleman named West Gologly Sr., and it was founded as Aluminum Model Toys in 1947. Mr. Gologly was a corporate lawyer, and one of his clients that he did a lot of work for was Ford. So he had a lot of connections with Ford, especially at the corporate level. So his first model, made of aluminum, was the 1948 Ford four-door, that's Fordor sedan. And it was only displayed and sold in Ford dealerships. It was also the only actual aluminum model they made. After that year, after 1948, they switched to injection mold plastic. And they were very successful with dealer promos. They manufactured a number of models, and again, they were exclusive to the Ford dealerships. So, heck, You're going to go in, spend that kind of money. What's a few more bucks to get a cool matching car for your kid, or even for yourself, depending on what your interests were. And as I said, and then they branched out to doing models for all sorts of dealers and dealerships. But that business started to wane after a little while, and things weren't going too well. Until a young engineer, AMT hired a young engineer named George Totoff. And it was his first job as right out of school. And the poor guy was tasked, basically he was told, we need to turn things around. So, Mr. Young Engineer, let's see what you got. And Mr. Totoff rose to the challenge, and he came up with the idea of the 3-in-1 kit. And the 3-in-1 kit is very common now, and still, especially with the cars and so forth. And the 3-in-1 kit was basically, you had 3 options to build the model, and the parts came for each different option, and you decided which one you wanted, and you went ahead and built that. It doesn't say so on the box anywhere, but this was a 3-in-1 kit, probably one of their first ones from 1965. And it comes in stock, customized. Originally, I'm sorry, the first one was the Ford Thunderbird. And it came in 3 different, options to build: stock, customized, and stylized. For this kit, as I said, I started to say, it wasn't, it doesn't say on the box, but this has, again, it's a 3-in-1 kit, and it has stock, customized, and drag race. And the drag race version is shown here. And I think that's the way I'm going to do it, except I'm going to have the engine sticking up. They also made friction cars for a while, but it was really the 3-in-1 plastic model kits that sent them into the stratosphere for quite a few years. However, as goes with the model industry, they fell on hard times again, and they were bought out in 1978 by Lesney, the parent company of Matchbox. And from there, I don't think Lesney did any new toolings or anything. In 1980, they went bankrupt in 1982 themselves, and in 1983, they were bought out by Ertl, E-R-T-L, and then Ertl went bankrupt, and it kicked around the AMT brand, and the molds and the models kind of kicked around under license here and there and everywhere, until in 2012 they were fully absorbed by Round 2, which also owns MPC models. And Round 2's done a great job. They've released new kits. They're continuing to release classic kits like this. Oh, and I should say, this kit cost me about, $36. Got it off Amazon, $36 Canadian, and that included shipping. So I think it'll be a fairly good value. All right, so let's take a look. Yeah, the 1940 Ford Coupe, iconic, as they say, although I hate that term. But this one really is. I mean, you can't get a better hot rod than this thing going, I'm telling you. Okay, and so it says here on the side of the box, it's catalog number, AMT catalog number 1346. And it's 1/25 scale, obviously in the Coca-Cola decaling scheme. The side of the box reads, AMT Classic 40 Coupe features include racing hood, pad printed red line drag slicks, and a 401 cubic inch engine with drag and custom options. And so there they are. There's the tires, and the racing hood, and the 401 engine. I'm pretty sure these are, I'm going to do it like this, yeah, so. And then on the side here, on the other side, we've got it in silver, and I think I'm going to do it in silver with a clear blue overcoat, but I'll have to think about that some more. And they show you the decals here. You get lots of decals, so you have lots of different options. And as with all AMT kits, on the bottom you get a sprue map, so you know what you're getting yourself into, as well as all the warnings, and they give you the characteristics here. There's not a lot written on it, but what does it say here? It doesn't say anything. Okay. Yeah, and so and it's round 2, branded here, and gives you all the legal stuff. All right, so let's crack into it and see what's up. Get the trusty knife out here. No plastic for this kit, just tape. That's not very unusual these days. All right. Ooh, and the first thing we see is an awful lot of chrome. Holy cow. Look at that. I guess, whoops, this is snapped off the sprue, but it looks to be still in good shape. The box was fine. It was bashed in at the bottom. I think sometimes the guys kick these like footballs or something. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyways, so yeah, so this will be the drag or custom engine. All chrome. And all the other chrome options, the wheels, bumpers, what do you call it? The heads, whatever those things are called. I'm not real good with car stuff. Okay, and you've got exhaust. I'm seeing some flash here, but not a lot. You know, it's going to have to be trimmed and painted anyways, so that's not a big deal. Yeah. I don't know when the last tooling was, but it wasn't, I think it was 78 or 79, what it said on scale mates. Let me see. Alright, never retooled, and new parts in most recently 1988, and the rest has been just reboxing, changing in the box. So yeah, we've got lots of options here, and yeah, very nice. And we get in here, and we've got two. Well, this one is kind of greenish. Can't really see it. It's kind of greenish blue tint, and this one's clear. I guess that'll depend on, you know, which option you're going to build. But each are in a separate compartment in a plastic bag, separate, and they look perfect. There's a little bit of flash up here, but otherwise everything's perfect. And you know, where it's attached to the sprues and stuff, you're never going to see that. And you know, they've also got the headlamps and the windows and so on and so forth. Cool. Okay, next we've got the tires. We get 6 tires. So you have the option of 4 regular tires for the stock version, or 2 regular tires in front and the mag wheels in back. And they are vinyl or rubber, probably vinyl, but and just like it says on the box, you get the red line and the Firestone logo. So that's very nice. Not everybody does that. A lot just give you, you know, regular styrene plastic wheels. Okay, and then we get a separate bag with the body and stuff. And so here we go. Okay, so obviously we've got the lower body here, and it's very nice. Looks like there's, was attached to some sort of sprue at some point, but it's been taken off. Otherwise, everything's perfect. A little trimming up to do, but, nothing out of the ordinary. And we've got the tub here. Again, no flash, no problems. That'll sit in there. And then lastly, we've got the body here, the upper body. And again, it's almost perfect. I see a little flaw here, which can probably be very easily trimmed up or sanded down. This is perfect here. Tiny bit of flash in the windows here, and there's one little kind of smudge, imperfection. I don't know, can you see that? Not with the light. There it is, you can see it that way there. But that'll easily be sanded off. It's going to all get painted anyways. So, yeah, but all carefully packed. Indeed. Get back in there. Unusually for me, I didn't go online and look for reviews on this. Actually, maybe I did. I looked at one just before I ordered it. But it's nice here too. You've got the firewall details, all the wires and things like that. All right, and then we got another bag here with a few different sprues. This is another one of the motors. So that's the other cool thing, you build one option and you get two. You get another motor. You get a spare motor and a few other spare parts. And so, yeah, and then we got the engine fan and whatever this thing is, something to do with the wheels, the rear wheels, I expect. And a nicely detailed dashboard. Here's the regular hood. I don't know why there's a door here, because on the body shell it already has doors. So maybe there's the option to cut one out and put a different one in. There's a different type of grill. And here, I don't know if you can see. Can you see? You can see where you cut that out if you want the engine that sticks up. So that's no big deal. Makes more sense than having a separate. The cost of a completely separate hood. And I guess this is something to do with the wheels. Hello, flash. Well, this there's a little bit of flash here, but it's almost all on the sprue. So there's a little bit of trimming up to be done here. I guess these are rings for the stock wheels. I guess we'll find out about that. And we have another motor. So we got 3 motors. That's cool. You could do a diorama with with an auto shop, get in a couple extra motors and parts lying around. And then you got the bench seats, the back of the seats, exhaust system, the chassis here. Bit of detail here, muffler, not super fancy, and then you've got another grill here as well. So yeah, you could do this like in an auto shop kind of thing, or a customizing shop where you've got benches and extra parts and extra grills lying up against the wall, all that kind of stuff. That would be cool. Okay, so that's it for the parts. And so we'll take a look at the decals. Nice protective sheet. Gloss on one side, plain on the other. That'd be handy for something. And then we get the decal set. As we saw on the side of the box, you get a lot of decals. License plates. There's nothing for the dashboard, but it's nicely detailed, so you could easily do that. And all the different things, there's a Firestone, little Coke bottles, nothing like a Coke, Coca-Cola, go refresh, drink Coca-Cola. Yeah, all kinds of things. This is really cool with the wings. Yeah, that would be fun. So, very nicely done, guys. That goes there. Alright, so we got instructions all in black and white. And they start out with the paint colors. There's a lot of them. And I get, for all sorts of different, paint schemes you could do. And they indicate here interior color, body color, whether it's gloss, semi-gloss. They don't recommend a particular brand of paint. They just give a color. And so we start off with the motor, or the engine, the moteur, as they say in French. Primarily North American market, as much to many Canadians' chagrin. Canada's bilingual, English and French, but that's a whole different thing. And so we've got the three different engines. We've got the stock engine, and the custom engine, and then the drag engine, the drag race engine. I have to say drag race now, because if you say drag, then that means something else completely. Anyways, and the drag race engine is the Buick engine, Buick 401, which is kind of weird because it's a Ford. But I guess they drop different engines in different things. I don't know. If anybody knows that, just tell me. I guess with the drag race version, you customized everything. Pretty much it was just the body, and then everything else you put in whatever was going to work best for you. And you've got the usual read this before. Okay. Then we move on here to the two wheels. Stock, custom, and drag. I guess it'll depend what kind of hubs you've got. And then of course, you're going to have the thick tires for the drag race option. And again, they've got the different iterations. They give you stars and snowflakes here for which is which. You can use, for example, you can use this one for either the custom or drag race. And then this is the stock. And move on to the interior. I think it looks like it's the same material. And here again, but they've added a chrome dashboard gauges here. This is going to be fun. And just put this together, do this here, do this there, interior floor. Very simple steps, very simple instructions, easy to read. They give you the different paints. Not too busy. Alright, yeah, so here we've got the body. Step number 4. Again, they clarify different options. Make it pretty simple. It's clear or clear green. It says for the drag race, it's clear green. And Then they give for the stock. That's the one that has the most chrome bumpers and stuff. And I guess looks like this might even go over top here rather than having to cut it out. But I'm not going to do the stock version anyways, so excuse me. And then we've got for the custom and the drag race version. And for the drag race version, I guess it looks like there's a non-chrome, non-grill part that goes in the front there. And yeah, it says open hole from underneath for scoop. And so yeah, that's there you go. And that's it. Not a complicated kit. Ooh, it comes with an engine stand too, so you could build one of the separate engines and put it on the stand. There you go. Diorama coming. Yeah, that'll be fun. Okay, so, and yes, this will be fun. And if you're watching out there, Terry, I hope you're well enough to spend some time with the channel. And if you're I'm going to build this one for you, buddy. Okay, so this will be next up. I'm nearly finished the SR71 Blackbird. Tomorrow I'll have, tomorrow I'm going to publish the 88mm German flak gun from Tamiya, 1/35 scale. And that's one that's near and dear to my heart. And then next week, as I said, I'm nearly finished the SR71 Blackbird. And I'm going to do an after-build review and nerd out on that aircraft with a live chat. Probably sometime late next week, depending on how much I get done on the Blackbird this weekend. Okay, so now it comes time for the rating. Okay, as always, I'll put up a card and hope it comes up, but just a quick summary of how I rate a kit. I use a 12-point scale, 10 standard points, 2 for packaging, 2 for sprues, 3 for points or parts, and so 2 points for packaging and sprues, 3 points for parts, and up to 3 points for instructions. There's also up to a quarter point bonus per category for any wow factor. And that would be, something that's, they've done something that's unexpected, an extra bonus. For example, including PE or aftermarket parts or anything like that. That would get you an extra bonus, even though I really don't like PE. You got to give them credit for the effort. Some people don't mind it. Okay, so for packaging, there was a dent in the bottom. Otherwise, it was just perfect. So a quarter point off for that, 1.75. The sprues, 1.75. No, sorry, full 2 points there. And everything was there, very little flash, molding bubbles, nasty things, anything like that. So that was good. For parts, have to take a quarter point off for that one that was broken off, although it wasn't damaged. But then they get an extra quarter point for the 3-in-1. That's a wow factor. You have 3 different options you can build. And the instructions, 2.75 out of 3. They were fine. Everything was great, but they were in black and white, and so I have to take a quarter point off for that. But otherwise, they were great. Simple. Everything was clear. And as always, if you study the legend and get to understand it, be an easy build. And as far as value goes, I'm going to give it a half a point. $36. You get 3 different options, 3 different motors, the motor stand, and yeah, just a great little kit. You got to wonder how they do it for that kind of money, manufacturing in the USA. So yeah, that brings us to 10 1/4 out of 12, which is very respectable, particularly in light of the fact that this was tooled in 1965. And but hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And great little kit. All right, so we're just around dancing around 30 minutes here. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate everybody's time, and feel free to leave comments. I'm happy to see them. And if I make a mistake or you can add some extra information, please feel free to do so. I just ask that people be respectful and no profanity. All right, so that's it for today. And thanks again, everyone. And we will see you next time with the 88 review. Bye now.